Rowan College of South Jersey's live online classes deliver real-time lectures and face-to-face classroom interaction right to your door.
In a lot of ways, it wasn't much different than any in-person class.
You just turn on your computer and you're in the classroom. It's simple.
We're going through some tough times right now, but live online learning is awesome.
With live lectures and real student interaction, you can learn your way. Visit rcsj.edu to register today.
Welcome to Rowan College of South Jersey's continuing series of virtual town halls for our students and parents. Today's town hall will focus on how RCSJ will offer classes and support during the fall semester during a pandemic. I'm Josh Biddington, RCSJ's Vice President and Chief Information Officer, and I have the pleasure of acting as your moderator for today's town hall. In just a few moments, you'll hear from our panelists, which consists of Vice President and Provost, Dr. Brendan Rickards, the Dean of our Business Studies Division, Dr. Patricia Claghorn, the Dean of our Career and Technical Education Division, Bridget Satchel, Dean of the Communications and Creative and Performing Arts Division, Marcella Sarveski, representing Education and Humanities, the Education and Humanities Division, we have Dr. Kevin Kitcherman and Dr. Lynn Lynchenberger. Kristen White is representing our Internships Division, Dean of Law and Justice, Fred Madden. Dr. Susan Hall is our Dean of Nursing and Health Professions Division, and she's also acting as the college's medical director, helping to guide us through this pandemic. Dr. Danielle Zemecki-Fenimore, apologize for that, is here to explain what prior learning assessment is and how it may work for you. Dr. Christina Nace is our Dean of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, commonly referred to as STEM. And last but not least is Judith Atkinson, our college's Vice President for Student Services. She's in attendance to speak about our non-academic services that we'll be offering during the fall semester. You might be wondering, how do I ask a question? Our goal is to make this as easy as possible. So please look for that chat button, click or tap that button to send us your questions. We'll do our best to answer those questions, but if we run out of time, we promise to answer them through email, a call, or we'll load it into our FAQ site at rcsj.edu/learn. Please note that if you've called in, you'll be unable to ask a question. Finally, we are recording today's event and we'll make it available from the Town Hall website within a couple of days. Dr. Rickards, can you speak to how the college is planning to safely offer classes this fall?
Absolutely. So first, I want to welcome you all and thank you for coming. When you look at RCSJ, what we have been looking at for the fall term is improving upon the experiences that many of you had either in college or at your high schools this past semester. What you ended up with in the spring isn't really what we would refer to as online learning. It's more like emergency remote learning. So what you ended up experiencing was a plethora of different experiences from different teachers, whether that was at your high school or whether that was online learning at the college level. So what we've been working on at RCSJ is, in conjunction with the faculty, we've been doing extensive training and development to hone our online offerings. As we've honed our online offerings, what we really are doing are three different modalities. The first two are, by and large, what the majority of the classes are going to be. So the first modality is what we refer to as asynchronous learning. As far as asynchronous learning, what this means, this is your traditional online learning where the student or everyone that's doing the work would log on. This would mean the student, the faculty, they would log on to the course and do the work at their own pace with specific due dates. So if you were interested in managing your own time, if you're good with time management, this would be the delivery modality for you. And what you would do, you would log on and do your work at noon or 2 in the morning or whenever it was that was convenient for you, albeit meeting the deadlines of the class, and complete the material. This is more of your traditional online learning. We've been in this business for many years. We have online courses and online programs that have been extensively developed and revised to optimize the delivery. The second one is one that we're very, very excited about. And what this one is, this is called our live online delivery. And the live online delivery is different than your traditional online. Live online means that you would register for your courses at a specific time point. You then log on to the course and meet with all of the other students that are enrolled and the faculty that are heading the class, and you meet in a virtual environment. What this allows, it allows for the physical, or not the physical interaction, but it allows for the interaction at a virtual distance where you can ask the faculty questions, ask students questions, and you have that actual interaction that we crave as humans. You wouldn't be in a physical classroom. You would be sitting at your home desk or on the beach or wherever it is that's comfortable for you to do the actual interaction. This would be at a scheduled time, and it would interact specifically through our learning platform, Blackboard. That's what you would log on to. And the delivery would be through Zoom, which is what you are interacting with and using today. So we have spent a vast amount of time and training on this, and we think that this type of delivery will allow for the one-on-one interactions that you do enjoy being in the classroom, but allow for that physical distance. The third type of delivery that we're going to have is our kind of hybrid delivery, and this is for very, very, very select programs such as our nursing and health professions programs, forensic programs, ceramic programs, and process technology, where you specifically need the hands-on component to complete the material for the class. There are very few classes out there that will be delivered by this modality, but again, the delivery of this will be done all to keep students and faculty and their families as safe as possible. So for the college, we have spent a vast amount of time on developing all of these different delivery options. And once again, the core focus of doing this is specifically so that what we are doing now is not what you've experienced as you were a senior in high school or in your prior semester, because again, your experience from that was much more an emergency situation. It's an emergency distance learning environment. We now have spent the time and the effort to develop the actual delivery modalities such that you as a student can be successful, and we as a college can get you trained not only in your first year here, but whatever your career you're going to go into. You would still get the same actual training, the same course materials, such that you can be successful as you pursue your careers or transfer to your four-year institutions after your time at RCSJ. So that's what we're focused on. And again, our core success is to keeping the students, faculty, and staff safe, but to also allow you to experience learning in an environment where you can be successful and you can be safe and you can pursue your career goals. So we encourage each of you to enroll in classes, whether it's just a couple to stay on top of things, or whether you would be continuing on as a full-time type of student. I would stay away from that gap year where you would be taking in specifically not taking classes, because it's a good idea to stay on top of your studies, albeit even if it's taking one or two classes, because it keeps you in that learning environment. You don't have what you always refer to in schools as losing the summer knowledge where you come back and you've forgotten everything. So if you were to have an entire year off, just think what that could do. So keep your studies sharp, keep your brain sharp, and we'd love to see you at RCSJ.
Thank you very much, Dr. I'll just say, in terms of live online and all these formats, I know that some folks experienced it wasn't the greatest experience in your last couple months of high school, or, I'm a parent of little ones, and it was not a great experience. All the distance education, it was disorganized. I promise you, this is not. There's one place that you go to within our system, and once you're there, all the information is available. You don't have to log into 5 different apps, go to 14 different websites. It's all in one place. So believe me, I experienced some of that pain that other parents have, and high school students who are now going to become freshmen at college experience, and I promise you, not going to be that way. We have a really interesting initiative that we kind of cooked up, we brought about, because we saw that a lot of our students didn't have a device, right? They didn't have a laptop or even an iPad to be able to fully participate in online classes this spring. And when our president looked at that, he said, we got to do something about that. And Dr. Keating came to me and other folks, and we developed this. We call it the Student Laptop Program. And you can get to this very easily by going to rcsj.edu/laptop right there in the corner. Once you get there, you'll see exactly what's up on the screen. We essentially have 3 flavors, if you will. There's the all majors. So if you're not a CGA major, if you're an English major or a math major or something like that, that laptop's going to be it's going to be awesome for you, quite frankly. And that laptop is available through Barnes & Noble, our partner, for under $600. And trust me when I tell you, it is a great deal. We wanted to make sure that we were going to be able to bring an affordable laptop to our students. So it's a great deal. The other model we have is the CGA majors version, and CGA stands for Computer Graphic Arts. If you're a CGA major, you need a lot of power in your computer because you're going to be working things like Photoshop and whatnot. And so that's why we have this version available as well. The other major difference between the All Majors laptop and the CGA Major laptop is that the CGA Major laptop has a screen that you can write on. Again, very important when you're going to be using Illustrator or programs like that that are going to be part of the CGA program. So that one's a bit more expensive. That's a little under $1,000, but also it's the right tool for that program. And either one of these computers is going to last a student through their entire college career. So again, that's why we've put this program together. And in a couple of days, financial aid will become available, and then you'll be able to use your financial aid funds to help actually purchase the laptop. We'll be sending a detailed email about this in the very near future. And the final piece, though, is to bring your own device. So let's say that you have a perfectly good computer that meets the minimum specifications, which again are available on that webpage. You don't have to go buy a laptop. We're not requiring you to do that. We just want to make sure that you have the appropriate computer, right, that's going to get the job done, especially as we talk about all this remote learning, right, through live online or fully online, or even if you're a hybrid student. We've kind of hit that place where you need to have this level of technology to be successful when it comes to your educational career. So that's the end of my info commercial. It's now my pleasure to turn it over to Dr. Patricia Claghorn. She is the Dean of our Business Division. Dr. Claghorn?
Thank you, Josh. Thanks, Vice President Piddington and Vice President Rickards. And thank you all for joining us. I believe that our job today is for us to help you to get to know us a little bit better and to consider us as your solution for whatever you're looking for in meeting your academic needs. So I'm going to start by telling you about the Division of Business Studies. We're a very large division, and we bridge over both the Gloucester and Cumberland campuses. We have almost 1,500 students over both campuses, and we serve you with almost about 60 faculty members. And we know you certainly have choices and in terms of meeting your needs, but I think we're special for a number of reasons. And if we could just go back to the previous slide for a second. These are the headquarters for the divisions at both campuses. On the left, you have the Louisiana Center, and on the right, the Business and Corporate Center at Gloucester. And I think that this speaks to who we are. We're connected to the business community, and this helps you in a lot of ways. It translates into internships, on-campus networking opportunities, and jobs. We build our curriculum with the help of our business community, and it's relevant. And I think that that's really important because when you leave here, you're prepared. And if we go to the next slide, please. This shows just a few activities. We're always having activities for our business students on campus, and we're going to be creative in the fall. We're going to be doing virtual events as well. But on the left, you see our speed interviewing event. So we bring our business partners right in, and they help you to prepare and be ready because we think it's important that we have excellence in academics, and we have that, but we also have to prepare you for the workforce, and we do that. And on the right, you see our computer graphic arts group noted for their excellence and has been now actually given notice as the best computer graphics program in New Jersey. I think we're up to the 3rd or 4th year of that award. So we're really proud of that. So the unparalleled connection to the business community being one, the opportunity to enhance your resumes in things like certificates, networking opportunities, and service, and certainly the quality of our program, which you see here. So if we can continue on to the next slide. I have a whole listing of all the programs, and if we can slowly start to go through those, you'll see we have the business and we have many details here for each of the programs. You can continue on. This is much more than I'm going to read to you right now, which would be painful. But I wanted you to have an idea because business includes many areas. It's business administration, accounting, marketing, computer information systems, human resources, computer graphic arts. Each of you is interested in something different. And I don't have the time, although I'd love to, you can stop right there. I'd love to take the time to talk to you about each one of them, but they only gave me 5 minutes. So I understand that the whole PowerPoint is going to be posted after we're finished, and then you'll have all this detail. But I'm stopping here for a second because of what I said earlier, the opportunity to enhance your resumes. And now I'm speaking to more than just the business students, because I know that there are many potential students out there. In addition to your program, you can also add a certificate. So if you're a business major in marketing and you want to add a computer graphic arts certificate, or you are that person who is interested in psychology and you want to add an entrepreneurship certificate because one day you want to start your own business, think about how you can leave here with multiple endorsements, with multiple programs to your credit, and that make you different, that makes your resume stand out in a crowd. And I think that that's really important. If you can continue. Next slide. We also have internships. I mentioned that earlier. Certainly now we're in a different position, but when we fully engage again in the business community, you can enhance not only in business, but again, in all of our different program majors by adding an internship, increasing your relevance and setting yourself apart. Next slide. We have activities at both campuses, Alpha, Beta, Gamma, which is our honor society. We have DECA, and we have our business and finance club. Again, opportunities to enhance your resume and set yourself apart. Next slide. And here we just have the details of those organizations. Continue. Go ahead. Next. And I hope that you'll look into these when you come on board. I know that we're going to be reaching out to all of those people who sign up for fall courses, and we're going to have Zoom sessions to tell you more about these individual opportunities. Go ahead. And then lastly, I've just provided for you contact information, because after this is over, I'm sure that you're interested in what about me? What about my question? We're here for you. So please reach out to me directly or any of those people that are listed by campus. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Claghorn. As Dr. Claghorn said, everyone's limited to about 5 minutes because this is probably the largest panel I've ever moderated. So we will have this information available after the fact at the Town Hall website. Dr. Rickard, since our Dean of Career and Technical Education, Bridget Satchel, is unable to be here today, can you please speak about the CTE division?
Absolutely. So the CTE division is one of the newest divisions that we have on campus. What CTE stands for, it's Career and Technical Education. And what the CTE division is housing, it is housing some of your technical programs. So if you are interested in hands-on type work, for example, if you're interested in working for an oil refinery or a chemical refinery, or if you're interested in working on automobiles, we have a process technology major as well as an automotive technology major where you can get your hands dirty, literally in some cases, working in the field and getting training for those. The other thing with the CTE division is, and we'll touch on it with prior learning assessment in a few minutes, is it does offer degrees in technical studies. So if you have been working in the field in a technical type of a workforce and you suddenly find yourself wanting to come back to get more training, we can offer you block credits for your actual work that you have done, and those stack into our technical studies degree, which gets you further credentialing, like Dean Claghorn had mentioned, for you to continue on your career. The other things that I want to mention along the lines of CTE is the support things that we are now opening up on the campuses. Very, very recently, we have been permitted now to open up our libraries and our computer laboratories. So we will have those services available for you in the fall. We are working on the logistics that are required by the state, and we will have all the information out, and you will be able to use those types of amenities on campus for the fall term. So stay tuned, and we will have that information. So don't sit back home thinking we will not have those support services. Those will be available, and we will have the information for that.
Thank you. We promise to do it as safely as possible, meeting all the regulations. Again, if you go to rcsj.edu/learn, from there you'll have jump-off points to learn about all this information. Marcella Savesky, you're our newest dean for the Communications and Creative and Performing Arts Division. Can you please speak about our new division?
Yes, and thank you, Josh, and thank you, Provost Rickards. This is a very exciting time for us. This is a new reorganized division. And one of the most exciting things about this is that now we are one division with Cumberland and Gloucester together. So we have more and more programs, more offerings for students, more opportunities within the same programs also. I think that what Dr. Rickard said, it's so important not to take a gap year now. This is an exciting time to come to college, because one of the things that we do, that we have in my division, communication and creative and performing arts, is we focus on communication. And right now, to communicate, we're using all kinds of new technologies, or technologies that we were not using before, but we have to. We have to do it in our personal lives, and we do it also in the workplace. So it's the perfect time to come to college and learn about those technologies. Like I said before, we have 2 campuses, and we have, I'm not going to read, can we go back, Dan, please? Thank you. I'm not going to read all the options that you have, but you have them there, and I will be happy to answer any questions that you might have. But communications is obviously fundamental in life in general, and especially now. And when you think about the arts, if you're thinking of exploring any opportunity in terms of the arts, this is really a great time to do that too, because one of the things that are happening because of the pandemic, and because we have to be mainly online or live online, is that we are thinking of new ways of guiding you, of exploring your talents. And because we are not in the classroom, we have faculty who are so dedicated and are thinking about ways to provide you with a quality education, that you do not miss out on anything. And I have had calls from faculty saying, look, I know we're going to be online. I cannot do this activity that I used to do in the classroom. However, I thought of this. And they bring wonderful ideas that work. I had an English professor who said, I want to do interviews. I have them already set up to do interviews with translators, talk about different works that they do, and have those videos and share with the class. We have a theater program that is also amazing, and the professor is doing working online, working on Zoom to have students interact with one another in terms of acting. So the same goes for art and photography. For RTF, our radio, TV, and film program. So you have many opportunities here to explore your own talents, to grow in, and to look for what is it that you really want to do in your career. So again, Dan, can we move on to the next slide, please? So we have, like I said before, we have different programs. We have associate's degrees, and we have also certificates that you can look for if you're interested in combining, like Dean Clyhorn said before. So if you have any questions or anything that you are thinking of doing, just let us know, talk to us, we will help you. And again, I think that because we are in the situation that we're in, this is the perfect time to make connections with other students, with professors, be in a virtual classroom, whatever mode works for you, but in a place where you can communicate and learn and discover new words, really. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marcella. And to your point, if you take live online, think of it as being physically distanced, but not socially distanced. You'll be able to speak with your professor, speak with your fellow students. That's what's really great about that as an alternative, since we can't have pure face-to-face classes. Dr. Kitchman, can you please speak about our education programs?
Yes, thank you, Josh. About a month ago, we had an open house called I Want to Be a Teacher. And if you are interested in being a teacher, consider the education program at RCSJ, either at the Gloucester campus or the Cumberland campus. I'm going to speak to you about the program on the Gloucester campus. Dan, thank you, Dan. Our program, the degree is an AS education degree. It focuses on elementary education. However, most courses also transfer into Rowan's early childhood program. There are two different certifications. In order to teach in the state of New Jersey, you must have a certification or a license, and there are specific course requirements for each. But if you are interested in early childhood, you can still come here for your first 2 years and then transfer to Rowan University. Again, our program, there are essentially two options, the 2+2 program, which would either transfer to Rowan University's BA in elementary education or their early childhood program, and an exciting new option that we are entering our second year in working with, and that's our 3+1 program. The program leads to a Bachelor of Arts in Inclusive Education. You complete your 4th year at Rowan University and it makes you eligible for 2 teaching certificates, one for elementary education and one for special education. This program gives you the opportunity to earn a bachelor's degree and 2 teaching certificates for less than $30,000. Next slide, Dan. All of our 3+1 students and all full-time, first-time 2+2 students are scheduled into cohorts, and we have 4 running this fall, and those cohorts all have their academic classes together and will for the first 2 years. There is a practice lab, which is currently virtual, with a coordinator for students to prepare for the Praxis Core exam, which is required for all education students in the state of New Jersey. All right, this will prepare you to take the test that you must pass by the end of your sophomore year. It's a free service for all RCSJ education majors. 3+1 students will spend significant hours in local classrooms during the 3rd year of their program here on campus to satisfy the clinical requirements of Rowan University and the state of New Jersey. Next slide, please. If you're saying to yourself, I want to be a teacher, but I want to teach high school, then you would come to RCSJ and you would choose the major or the option in the subject that you are interested in teaching in high school. After 2 years on our campus, you could transfer to a variety of different schools to complete that program, whether it be in history, English, math, biology, chemistry, art, world languages, right? But the first 2 years can be completed here, but not as an education major. We also have a health and physical education major, which is aligned directly with Rowan University's program. So if you're interested in being a health and physical education teacher, that's the major you would choose. And in that program on our campus during your first 2 years, you will have the opportunity to observe health and physical education teachers in local schools. Next slide, please. The humanities options at RCSJ Gloucester fall into 3 areas. There is a history option, a philosophy option, and for those of you who aren't sure what you might want to major in, there's an AA, an Associate of Arts degree in Arts and Sciences, where you would just take your general education classes and some electives in areas of your interest so you can help figure out what pathway you would like to follow. And those are the education and humanities offerings at the Gloucester campus. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you. Dr. Lichtenberger, can you please speak about the programs that are offered at the Cumberland campus?
Certainly. Thank you, Josh. And hello, everyone. My name is Lynn Lichtenberger, and I'm the Dean of Education and the Humanities on the Cumberland campus. The programs in my division include elementary, secondary education, early childhood education, and then liberal arts, history, literature, philosophy and religion, and Spanish. Backing up a little bit, the elementary secondary education provides the foundation courses you will need to transfer to a 4-year university. The early childhood program provides you with coursework that will enable you to begin work right after you earn your associate's degree. So there's a little bit of a difference there. On the humanities side, the liberal arts program, history, philosophy and religion, and Spanish are considered and classified as humanities. Students enrolled in these majors learn to understand and analyze complex ideas and develop strong written and verbal skills. These programs prepare students to transfer to four-year colleges and universities and prepare you for a wide variety of careers. I am happy to answer any questions anyone might have for any of the programs in my division, and my information can be found on the website. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Internships and experiential learning are more critical than they've ever been before. Kristen, can you please speak to how we are empowering our students through experiential learning?
Absolutely, Josh. Your future is ready. So get ready now with internship and career planning. Next slide, please. How are we going to do that? How are we going to help you get ready? So with our career planning, we offer one-on-one career advising. We also offer an assessment that's called Focus 2 that about 300 students took advantage of last year. And this resource is a free resource that we help you with that offers career and major exploration. So ask yourself, you know, one of these questions. Are you a student who knows what you want to major in, but you don't know exactly what you might do with that major, what career you might be going into with that major? This assessment can help you. Do you know what career you want and what you want to major in? This assessment can also help you with that by exploring occupations. We offer interview and resume preparation and personal brand development, which includes, you know, developing a LinkedIn profile, something that can help you network it with your career and working into your future. We also have databases for internships and job searches. Next slide, please. So how do you get started? Through our webpage, which is rcsj.edu/career, you can book an appointment with a career advisor. You can also schedule an online career assessment. So if you book an appointment, we can work with you for this career assessment by using Zoom. We could even do it over the phone. We've had much success with virtual and using the phone for these appointments. Also in the fall, we are planning a wide range of workshops. So one of these you might want to attend would be our interview and resume prep workshop on Zoom. Next slide, please. As part of our internship and career connections program, you can earn 3 college credits while working as a paid internship in a position. And this gives you an excellent opportunity to acquire real-life experience within a career prior to graduating. It can also enhance your potential to advance within your career field by developing the skills on the job. And you also then have a great opportunity to network with business and community partners as well. Next slide, please. All right. And thank you so much, and I look forward to working with you.
Thank you very much, Christian. Fred Madden is the Dean of our Law and Justice Division. Fred, what type of programs do you offer?
Well, thank you, Josh, and hello to everyone that's signed in and listening today. The programs that we have on both campuses have been worked on diligently over the past year to align them as much as we possibly could with the idea that we would be one school with 2 campuses serving all of our students with strong learning outcomes. The primary and strongest degree that we have is the criminal justice degree. It is a 3+1 degree, 3 years at our campus and your 4th year at Rowan University, and you'll receive the Rowan University Law and Justice degree. We have on our Cumberland campus, we also have a corrections degree, a concentration in an area that is in high need. We have also a forensics and technology degree on the Cumberland campus, and certificates also in criminal justice. We are looking to bring emergency management to the Cumberland campus somewhere within the next 12 months. On our Gloucester campus, we have the criminal justice degree, the law enforcement degree, our pre-law degree, emergency management, and our crown jewel, our 2-year paralegal degree. The paralegal degree needs to be highlighted because this is a great midlife transition degree for many people. With the advent of a lot of people out of work, they're looking for what their next shot or next opportunity would be for employment. I encourage anyone in that position to truly look at this degree. If you already have a college degree in another area of studies, then consider coming and getting our paralegal certificate. It can be done within 12 months. It's supported through the one-stop programs, and it has been leading through our internships and practicums. It has been leading many people to jobs. We all know often internships are basically job interviews in many cases, and the students that are best prepared in the paralegal program tend to do just that, get hired. On our campus, we also house the Gloucester County Police Academy, and halfway across our county in Gloucester, we have the Gloucester County Fire Academy. These two venues fall within this particular division, the Law and Justice Division. The students that are here see up front and close and personal the operations of the academies. It allows them during their tenure here to ask questions, interact with the instructors that teach those courses at the academies, and better align their interest in what they may do in their future careers with these law and justice degrees. Internship opportunities are available within our division, both on the municipal, county, and state police levels. Within the building and headquarters here in Gloucester campus, we actually have an operational unit from the New Jersey State Police. It's the Real-Time Crime Center. And our students compete for internships within that program. Quite frankly, the brightest and the best get selected. It's a very intensive process, but a great resume builder as you move forward through the criminal justice careers. With that, this coming fall, all of our classes are synchronous live online. We have a few traditional online classes. And then our forensics class is a hybrid, as Dr. Ricketts had referenced earlier in his introduction. The people teaching those are people that are subject matter experts in forensics technology. They have careers in that particular field. They are crime scene processors. I've said it many, many times that literally the police that are the instructors who are teaching the forensics actually teach the police officers how to do this. They're teaching our students. I'm very proud of the quality, the education, and the experiences of all the adjuncts and full-time professors within our division. We know that every one of them is here because they want to be. They're energized. They get rated very well by their students, and I'm very proud of them and their commitment. My name and my email and contact information is on our website. I'm available anytime to answer questions or have meetings through Zoom nowadays, but I look forward to possibly interacting with some of the viewers after this particular town hall. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Fred. Really some interesting offerings from your division. You know, everywhere from paralegal to forensics. Pretty neat stuff. Dr. Hall, can you please speak about the offerings from our nursing and health professions division?
Thank you, Josh. Good afternoon and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. The Nursing and Health Professions Division is very active on both the Gloucester and Cumberland campuses. We have two types of program tracks called the open admissions and selective admissions. First, I'd like to talk about the open admissions programs. They're programs where students can apply to the college, get accepted, meet with an advisor, and register for those classes. Those programs include psychology, sociology, and social work options. We also have health sciences on both campuses. In addition to the open admission programs, we also have the exercise science program on the Gloucester campus. Talking about the selective admissions, this is a two-step admissions process. First, students apply to the college, then apply to that program directly. It's a little bit more detailed, and there's information packets that will be coming out probably early in the fall. Some are online now. Specifically at the Gloucester campus, we have our diagnostic medical sonography, also known as ultrasound, nuclear medicine technology, and physical therapist assistance. Each one has a different admission process. Each program requires a attendance at an information session, which we do virtually, and those dates and those packets can be found online. At the Cumberland campus, we have the radiography program. They just finished selecting the students for the cohort for the fall, and will very soon have information related to how to apply to the fall 2021 cohort. When we talk about the nursing program, right now our curriculum is under construction, and this week we will be submitting our application to the Board of Nursing for consideration of a merged curriculum for the fall of 2021. So at this time, we do not have information published because we need approval from the Board of Nursing and our National Accreditation Agency to say that yes. And the plans for this curriculum, the faculty spent the entire year, last academic year, designing curriculum that will be the same, offered at both the Gloucester and Cumberland campus. So stay tuned for more information about that. For those students who have already been selected for the fall 2021 cohort for the Cumberland and Gloucester programs, we are doing a combination of live online and definitely clinicals and face-to-face labs. So if you have been selected for the Cumberland nursing program, your orientation was last week, and the Gloucester nursing program students, this week you will receive an email outlining the orientation details, so pay attention to your RCSJ emails for that information. Orientation is mandatory as on both campuses. What I can say for both sites is that you need to watch your RCSJ email for your health information that is required, because all nursing students will participate in some form of hands-on clinical in the fall semester. Our agencies have worked very closely with us, collaborating first and foremost to make sure that you have a safe experience. Our students are going to be taking care of real life patients, just like the staff nurses. Many of us have worked throughout this COVID experience at the bedside, taking care of COVID patients. We've been protected with our PPE that is supplied by the hospital. And we do get screened on a regular basis, as is all the requirements for our healthcare providers. So those students who have been selected, you will do your classes live online. Your labs will be done intermittently, and we'll explain that more as we go along, and including at the Gloucester campus, you'll have more direction next week when we meet for orientation. But just know that you have committed to a profession that is by far in desperate need during these times, and you will get that experience as provided so that you are able to take the NCLEX exam and be that safe and effective caregiver that nursing license provides for. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of you. If you have not been accepted, please consider all of our programs, as each one leads to a career that is very valued. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Hall. Dr. Zemecki-Fenimore, can you please explain what prior learning assessment is and why that might be important to a student?
Thanks, Josh. I am very excited to bring one of the newest initiatives we have at RCSJ to everyone that's here today. Prior learning assessment is something that we are starting this year. We realize that there are different ways that students can earn credit, and we have several ways that you can do that now at the college. You can do that through the college level examination program, the CLEP test, the Dante specific subject examination test, the DSST, or you can do that by creating a portfolio assessment. My information is right there, and I'd be more than happy to talk to anyone about these new initiatives that we have. As Dr. Rickards also mentioned, we do offer block credits through our technical studies degrees, up to 24 credits on each campus. And we do that also through prior learning assessments. So again, my contact information is there, and it will be at the end of the slide and the program. So if you have any questions, feel free to contact me and I can help you with that information. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Dr. Nace, you officially won the award for having the division with the longest name, but that's because you're in your division, you're comprised of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It's a lot. Can you please explain to our students and parents in attendance what all you actually teach and cover in your division?
Sure. So, yep, as you mentioned, it covers all courses, all programs in science, technology, engineering, and math. So in addition to all the traditional programs that you would normally think of in a STEM division, like biology and chemistry, engineering, we have all of those. But we also have some unique programs Like we have an equine science program with a pre-veterinary medicine option. We have the chemistry program with a pre-pharmacy option. So if you're interested in going to pharmacy school or veterinary school, you can actually go right from our 2-year program into a graduate level program and essentially bypass the bachelor's degree, which almost sounds too good to be true, but it's true. It's true. We also have another new program. It's called the Surveying Engineering Technology degree, and it's a 3+1 option with Rowan University. And this program came about through a collaboration with our industry partners and Rowan University. And it's really driven by industry demand. So STEM degrees are in high demand right now. If you want to be employed during a pandemic, STEM is where it's at. I've heard from several students recently who are working in COVID testing labs, and one of them said, it's just like your chemistry class. Like it's just like everything that we did in chemistry. So we are really teaching our students, they're developing lab skills that are 100% transferable to the real world. And we have students who are in grad school in chemistry and molecular biology programs, and they're doing research on viruses. I have another student who was a chemistry major here, transferred to Rowan University for biochemistry, and now he's in a master's program in bioinformatics, and he's analyzing data on the spread of COVID. So there are so many job possibilities for STEM professionals right now, even in the middle of a pandemic. So we have a series of student highlight videos that are going to be on our website. So really check them out. You can see what our recent graduates are up to. They're doing some really amazing things, and they offer really good advice for incoming students. We also have, a lot of those students have participated in our honors research program, or they took advantage of our co-ops or our internships. We have a really strong alumni network, and they are great peer mentors, and we're working on firming up those a peer mentoring program for them.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. And last but not least, Vice President Atkinson, can you please speak to the many services that are offered through the Student Services Division?
Sure, thank you. Thank you for joining us today. You've heard from the Vice President of Academics, Provost Dr. Rickards, the deans and representatives regarding their excellent programs and academic options that are available to you. And in our audience, I understand that we have currently enrolled students and maybe some still thinking about what they want to do. So thank you to everybody who has registered. It's getting ready to start with us in this fall. And if you're still debating what you want to do, know that there is time to start with us in the fall, and we hope you will, because academic and student services are here for you to keep you moving forward on your academic path. Classes start September 1st. So that's my little commercial. Student services represents the non-classroom services, so to speak, and I like to think that we provide the live online services that you may need. It's a large umbrella of support. We have recruitment, admissions, advising, retention, registration, financial aid, student life, because we all know college is more than just going to class. We have special services, military services, testing, tutoring, you name it, it's probably under the student services umbrella, including graduation and commencement. So if any of our graduates are out there in the audience today, please know that while we have said commencement is postponed, it is not canceled. And we continue to monitor the guidance from the CDC, the governor's office, local and county health departments to determine the safest time to celebrate. The college is committed to doing this, even if it means May of 2021, which is probably the best case scenario, so please stay tuned. We have not forgotten you. And I turn it back over to Josh.
Thank you. I hope it's clear to everyone how important safety is to us for our students and the employees at the college. So we really are going to err on the side of safety every time. And commencement is an example of that. I'm sure we're going to have an amazing commencement for the class of 2020 and 2021 in May. Dr. Rickards, first question for you. So a lot of the deans have talked about 3+1, but I think some of our folks that are in attendance have no idea what that is. So can you explain it?
So what the 3+1 program is, it's in selected majors, and in those selected majors, the idea is the students attend RCSJ for 3 years, paying the tuition for RCSJ for 3 years. You then transfer directly to Rowan University for your 4th year. So the big advantage that you get of these programs is your first 3 years are RCSJ tuition and your 4th year is Rowan University tuition. So effectively you can get a bachelor's degree for under $30,000. The specific fields that they're in, you may have seen as these come across: inclusive education, psychology, radio, television, and film, nursing, probably going to miss some as we go on, surveying, engineering, technology, criminal justice. And so these are kind of the general fields that we've developed these in, and we will have more coming. But the idea is it's 3 years at the RCSJ tuition, 1 year at Rowan University tuition, for a grand total of somewhere around $30,000 for a bachelor's.
Yeah, I mean, you can't beat that price tag. It's the price of a freshman year at a lot of, for-profit type of schools. Dr. Nace, are you still offering lab classes now that we've moved online, and how will they be run?
Yep. Yes, we are still offering lab classes online. We have a couple that are going to be hybrid, but for the most part, they're going to be online. And the faculty and lab staff have put together amazing lab kits for most of our chemistry, biology, and physics courses. And so you can actually do the experiments in your kitchen. So we redid the entire curriculum for most of our science classes to give you safe labs that still get the same point across as what you would be doing in class, but you're not going to get any chemicals that you need to dispose of in any other way than washing them down the drain. So we had to, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time putting these kits together. We really hope that everybody really likes them. We also are adding to what most of our lab classes, we're going to be adding some extra support services so that students don't feel like they are completely on their own doing these labs. You're going to do the labs on your own, but we're going to put in embedded tutors into the class. So in addition to your instructor, you're going to have an embedded tutor, possibly a supplemental instructor who is an expert on the labs and will be able to run live Zoom sessions with you to help you do the lab. So even if you are signing up for a class that is listed as traditional online, there will be optional Zoom sessions for most courses where you won't feel like you're all alone doing these labs. We've also given our faculty a whole bunch of new toys to play with. So we have touchscreen tablets for them to use. So if they're working out, you want to analyze your lab data, they'll be able to do that in real time with you. A lot of our instructors are holding personal Zoom meetings with students to go over the labs, and so you can work out all the problems, all the calculations right on your screen, and the student will be able to see them. STEM's also done a lot of teaching workshops. We meet weekly now, where it's just the faculty in the STEM division, and we talk about best practices on how to teach these classes online, particularly with a focus on labs. How do we get these labs across and make sure that we're covering all the material that we need and that the students get a really good experience.
That's awesome. And we had a question come in. There's a parent whose son is a high-functioning autistic child with Asperger's, and we're worried about would there be additional supports there for their son, especially in chem, bio, and calculus.
Yep, so actually this summer I am teaching a chemistry class online, and I do have a few students with special needs. And what I've been doing is really just giving them a lot more personal help. So I Zoom with them. In addition to my live Zoom sessions that I do with the entire class, I meet with them as needed whenever they need help on anything. So I feel like our instructors are going to be available to help these students. And again, with all the technology that we have, it really, they do say it's just like being in the classroom. I work out problems just the way I would do it in a face-to-face setting.
That's great to hear. One other thing that students and parents should know too is students will be able to Zoom with each other as well if they want. So if there's group work or to help study back and forth, students will also be able to set up a Zoom for other students within their courses. Another question for you, Dr. Nace. You mentioned the various research programs within the STEM division. Mm-hmm. So if students can't actually conduct research because they can't come on campus, are you offering any other forms of support for that?
Yes, research is really important in STEM, and we're encouraging students to participate in as many research experiences as we possibly can. So we do, usually we offer 2 honors research courses, one in chemistry, one in biology. The chemistry one is held at Rowan University, and we're working on, it's usually run in the spring, so it wasn't really impacted for this fall with us being online, but in the spring, we're looking at doing some more virtual type of research. So for example, like I'm a computational chemist, that's my background. I don't need to be in a lab to do my work. Like I can just remote log, all I need is a computer and internet access, and I can remote log into a computer cluster in Australia. It doesn't really matter. So that type of research is still, we're able to do that. And Rowan University actually does have some computational chemistry people that are working there. So we're going to try to build up some partnerships with them. For the honors research course in biology, that's doing stem cell research at Cooper University Hospital. We weren't able to run it in this fall just because of the restrictions on the hospital. We're hoping in the spring we'll be able to run it. In addition to that, we, at the Cumberland campus, we have the Cumberland Bridges to Rowan program in biology, and that has remained very active during the virtual environment. So they are hosting a lot of speakers, virtual just Zoom meetings to talk about research. And one of the things, we've expanded that program. So we are offering now in the fall something that we're calling the World Classroom, and I'm really excited about it. We scheduled tons of scientists from all over the world to engage with our students in a series of informal chats. So you're not just going to log into a Zoom meeting and listen to some boring lecture. It's going to be really interactive. We're going to get virtual tours, virtual tours of their labs. We get to see all their really cool equipment. One of the people that we have scheduled is someone who's pretty famous in her field of laser technology, and so she's got all these lasers, and she's going to show us how to use her lasers, and they're pretty cool. So I'm really excited about that. I think the World Classroom is going to be great. We may just be like a small county college in New Jersey, but we are going to offer an entire world of science to our students. So we're really trying to embrace this new virtual environment and just go with it. I think it really does open up a lot of possibilities.
No, that's great. Nothing's better than lasers and sharks. And if you get that movie reference, good for you. Dr. Claghorn, what fully online programs are available out of your division?
Right now, of course, everything is online, but when we go back to some normalcy, there are many programs within business that you can take fully online, and they would be business administration transfer, human resources, and digital marketing. So they've been structured in 7-week block forms so that you can be that working professional and complete them within a 2-year period. So even now, you can sign up for the fully onlines and be a part of those programs so that you're taking usually 2 classes at a time in 7-week block format. So that's something to consider if you're working full-time or part-time.
That's great information. Thank you. Questions come through that I'll go ahead and answer. And the question is, the person says, I'm transgender. Am I able to use preferred name while taking live online classes and using e-learning? And the answer is yes. Coming this fall, preferred name will be what is presented in an online course or a live online course. Dr. Nays, back to you again. Does the STEM division support any types of clubs?
Yes, we have quite a few clubs in our division. So on the Gloucester campus, we have a math club and we have the science club. And then on the Cumberland campus, we have engineering and environmental science. So we are actively working right now on how we're going to bring these clubs online. We still want to offer them. I still want to offer students the same services, well, different services, because we're not going to be face-to-face. So we're not going to be able to go out and do all of our school visits and things that we used to do with our students. But we will bring it onto the virtual platform. So the World Classroom, again, is going to be a big part of that, having the students interact with scientists from all over the world. And also, reaching out to our alumni network and having our current students talk to our recently, graduated students and connect them. Really, what we want to do is really build connections. We want you to feel like you belong here and that you're connected here. That even though you're virtual, we're online, doesn't mean that we're not connecting. And that's really big for us. So we are working on that right now, and through the clubs, I think is the best way to do that. We also have a Women in STEM Academy, which is an interconnected group of faculty, staff, students, industry partners. And our focus is really on creating that supportive environment and encouraging our students to finish their programs. So we're in the 4th year of this academy now, and I'm still in touch with all the students from the 1st year, and I love hearing back from them. They're entering PhD programs now. They're finishing their degrees. They're getting really amazing jobs, and I just love hearing back from all this great stuff that our students are doing. So again, check out those student profiles on our website so you can hear where our students have gone. And that was all through the academy. So you're not just a number here. We genuinely want to see you succeed. And succeeding is not just getting your associate's degree and leaving. We want to see you through the entire process. We want to see you through all of your graduate programs. And when you get your first job, come back and tell us about it. And then talk to our students about it.
Yeah, I think it's clear that there are so many different ways for a student to participate around academics, just not in the academics. So thank you very much, Dr. Nays. Dr. Zemecki-Fenimore, is there a cost related to PLA to get that assessed?
Yeah, there is a cost associated with PLA. There's a cost associated with the CLEP and with the DSST. However, for our active military students, those fees are waived. They are actually paid for by the government. So if you are active military or if you are a spouse of active military, you can come and take those tests. And then the government will actually pay for those. And for the portfolio assessment, it's $125 if you qualify for one of those classes. And I will work with you through that process. Student Services has been fantastic as we started to initiate the portfolio assessment process. We've been working with them fantastically. We have several students that are actually going through that process now, and it's been fantastic. So we look forward to taking more students in that way.
Thank you very much. Let's see, a few more questions here. A student wants to know who they should contact if they have questions about the radio, television, and film RTF 3+1 program, Marcella.
Yes, we have David Coates. He's a faculty member and one of our wonderful professors. He's the person in charge of radio, TV, and film. So, and his email is dcoates, DCOATES @rcsj.edu. And he will be happy to offer you any type of information that you need regarding RTF.
Thank you very much. One more for you. So a student's interested in taking classes to be a theater or drama major. Which campus should they go to for that?
For drama is the Cumberland campus, and that is a wonderful opportunity, even though obviously this semester we're not going to be using those facilities as much, but it's a wonderful program that we have at Cumberland. And again, with very creative formats to provide those classes.
Thank you very much. Dr. Rickards, there's been some questions that have come in around the cost of taking courses. There's a fee to take a live online class. Can you explain why that fee exists?
Absolutely. So any fees, so first, when we moved and transitioned to this, we removed a lot of the materials fees that you would be paying traditionally because you as a student aren't going to have those same materials fees. If you're taking laboratory classes, for example, you're not using those materials in class. Instead, for example, if you're taking the anatomy and physiologies, you would be doing the lab kits and working on those at home. So we removed those fees. The online fees are a little bit different because those are there to support all of the other things that you get along with the live online or the online classes. So for example, it supports your Microsoft type licensing, supports Zoom type licensing. So there's a variety of different things as well as the computers that it does support. Finally, keep in mind what we've done is we've kept our tuition as one of the lowest in the state. So even looking at all of these fees, we are one of the most affordable options that we ultimately have as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. Kevin, if a student wants to teach in a public preschool, can that student participate in the 3+1 education program on the Gloucester campus?
No, they can't, but they can take their first 2 years on the Gloucester campus and then transfer into Rowan's early childhood program. But currently, they cannot do a 3+1 here at RCSJ and then complete it at Rowan because the coursework is very, very much diversified. Even in the second year, it starts to change. So they really need to go to Rowan for year 3 and year 4 to get their early childhood certification.
Here's a similar question. If somebody wants to teach at the high school level, can they participate in that same education 3+1 program?
At this time, they cannot. As I said earlier, if they want to teach at the high school level, they need to pick the subject area that they're interested in teaching and choose that major or that option on our campus, and then transfer to Rowan after year 2 and complete their degree there. Most of the STEM programs for education, math and all the sciences, are actually now 5-year MST programs at Rowan. So they would do 2 years here at RCSJ and then go to Rowan for their 3 final years for that program.
Thank you. Dr. Rickards, are scholarships available for folks that are unemployed?
So there are types of scholarships that are available primarily through the one-stops in the counties. So if you have found yourself to be unemployed during this time, definitely contact the one-stops at the counties because they do offer ways to support your education. Also, I would encourage you to fill out your financial aid type FAFSA, because there is a lot of financial aid that is out there for you to support your academic future.
Thank you very much. There's been a few questions that have come in around Zoom. Let me just try to address those. The questions have been, how does my son or daughter get their Zoom codes? What's going to happen is you'll actually log into Blackboard, which is what we call our e-learning environment. And within that, there will be links that your student would just click on or tap on, and that would actually go and launch it. We are actually going to be coming out with an education series, if you will, around how to use Blackboard and how to access Zoom within it, etc. Our first session is going to be offered this Thursday evening. I believe it's at 6:30. We're going to record those, and we'll be pushing out communications to students about it, just to kind of go through any of the nuances there to be able to log in, and from logging in, then go and access Zoom. Dr. Nace, another parent says that his or her girls are enrolled in A&P, and they're curious what the labs will be like for that class.
Yeah, so I sent her my email address so we can
perfect.
contact all of that perfectly. But basically, yeah, the lab kit will contain everything you need. So there's some dissectables in there. There's some models. I think there's depending if it's A&P 1 or 2, there's like a little skeleton model. Whatever. They're kind of neat. They're fun. I actually had fun looking through those. But and there's an unboxing video, I think, for one of these labs on our website, and it's been circulating around social media. And if it's not there, we will put it on. So we're hoping to do a couple more videos of people just actually unboxing the kit, so you can see what's in all of them before you get there.
And those lab kits, are they an additional fee, or are they part of tuition?
Right now, they're an additional fee, but what we did was we got rid of the materials fee that we usually charge for our in-class labs. So we usually charge a material fee that covers all the materials that you need for the lab. So instead of charging you that fee, there's an additional cost for buying the kit. So and now the lab manual's included. So there's a couple of expenses that are no longer required for because you're taking it online. So the fee for the kit also includes the lab manual, and then we got rid of the materials fee.
All right. Another question for you or for Dr. Rickards: what type of engineering courses and degrees are offered through our college?
So I can handle that one. So for engineering, we have like a base program, and then we have a few options that you line up to what we have at Rowan University. So we have civil. I'm probably going to forget some now. We have civil, chemical, mechanical. I was just pulling them up too. They're all on our website. So we have biomedical, civil, chemical, electrical, and mechanical. So those are the actual engineering program. And then we have an engineering technology degree on the Cumberland campus, which we are modifying right now. And it's going to feed into Rowan University's new electrical engineering technology program, as well as its mechanical engineering technology program. So those are kind of under development right now, coming out of the Cumberland campus. And then we also have our surveying engineering technology degree.
All right, very good. We have time for just a few more questions. We're running a bit over, but Mr. Madden, what type of employment does a criminal justice degree prepare a student for?
The degree has many options once they enter into the workforce, Josh. There's a number of people are not in this to go into, I'll say, the law enforcement side of the criminal justice program, but they're going into the practitioner side regarding, say, research with the Bureau of Justice Statistics and some federal agencies and things of that nature. They serve as a backdrop and support mechanisms for the FBI nationwide gathering of statistical data. And the list goes on. And in municipal and county governments, there's often criminal justice planners that are utilized to delve out the resources and funds to serve the community within that particular field. There's the world of private security and private investigators. There is the probation and parole officers. And we do have the police officers, as we talked about earlier. And it's not uncommon along the way for students to get their criminal justice degree and decide what they're going to do. I mean, a lot of our students enter school their freshman year. They select a degree. Some are hardcore and know exactly where they're headed. Some just dabble and they think this is a field they're interested in, and they test it. And along the way, as they achieve their 4-year degree, they tend to pick where they're going. And one of those courses of travel tends to be law school. Ironically, we have a pre-law degree here for that student that already is locked in, knows what he or she wishes to do. fantastic degree out of the gate. But I also find very common for our criminal justice students that go through the 4-year program to then go on and pursue law school. So the options are quite a few from law schools, and some of these other topics I talked about, they lead to the world of judicial network and jobs and things of that nature.
One more question for you, Fred. If someone wants to become a police officer, you mentioned the police academy, how do they go about doing that?
A couple different routes. One point of clarification, I often have a number of students or even parents show up saying, well, I understand you have the police academy at your school. So when my son or daughter goes there for their degree, what do they do? Do you put them in the academy? And it's just not how it works. The academy here is it's a state certified academy. It's certified under the arm of the New Jersey State Attorney General and the New Jersey Police Training Commission. Every recruit that's in the class has already been hired. They get hired by the municipal and county agencies, and in some places, some state agencies such as Fish and Game and Wildlife. And once those individuals are hired, they have 1 year in which to graduate as certified academy. So the agencies that we serve are pretty much in the southern 6 counties of New Jersey. And as agencies hire an individual, they send them here for training. The training lasts about, it's 19 weeks. It's Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to roughly 5 p.m. And the hiring entity sets their own parameters. Some departments require a high school diploma, some require 60 college credits, and some require 4 years of college. Some require military experience, or they'll at least waive college experience they'll give credit for 2 years of military, equates to 2 years as being in college. So it's really the police department sets the hiring requirements or standards for that individual. We receive them to train them and get them certified under the rules of the Police Training Commission.
Thank you very much, Mr. Madden.
You're welcome.
To close things out, Dan, can you please bring up the rcsj.edu/enroll site? So we've talked about classes, we've talked about the various divisions today, and if you want to register, if you want to find out more, this is the place to go to. Again, rcsj.edu/enroll. We have that contact us form. That's the easiest way to ask a question to start the process. I do want to mention, and this is part of my commercial, I guess, we know times are tough because of the pandemic, and because of that, we've removed the cost of our payment plans. There used to be a cost to enroll, that's been waived. And we're also deferring the first payment within that payment plan, because we really don't, we want you to be able to get your education. When you go here, you can learn more about Live Online, the laptop program that I spoke about, as well as virtual advisement, right? So if you want to talk about any of the degrees that have been mentioned here today, any of the divisions, that's kind of your first stop, go to virtual advisement. With that, I thank you all for attending today's event. A recording of this, as well as the handouts, the PowerPoint, they'll be available at rcsj.edu/townhall in the very near future. Again, if you have additional questions about enrolling, rcsj.edu/enroll. Thank you again, and remember, we're in this together, and together we can beat this pandemic, and we'll be stronger for it. Thanks.